All right, right here with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson at the LA premiere of the Smashing Machine. Dwayne, I want to ask you, what do you appreciate most about Mark Kerr after playing him?
What I appreciate most about Mark Kerr is his resilience in everything that he shouldered. I gotten to know Mark. I met Mark in the late '90s, back when like our WWE worlds and MMA. He was fighting for Pride. There were a lot of fighters at that time who would cross over and try WWE, like Dan Severn. I wrestled with Ken Shamrock. I
You had
wrestled
matches
with.
with Ken Shamrock.
Yeah, man. I had a couple of matches with Ken. Bad dude. Both those guys. Just all of them. Don Fry was a professional wrestler at one point too. So a lot of these guys tried pro wrestling. So there was a lot of um, cross interaction back then. The thing I appreciate about Mark is his resilience to overcome. And that guy, like a lot of MMA fighters, had a hard time, and he fought and battled depression and addiction. Mark overdosed twice, and he's lucky to be alive. And here he is today, as a reflection of what happens when you have resilience, you have faith. So I appreciate that about Mark, but I also appreciate that about all the fighters. And what I realize is, I've been a big fan of MMA for years. I've known Dana for over 20 years. I didn't know this until I took on the role of Smashing Machine and playing Mark Kerr. It's just, I realized after I shot the movie that it's not about wins, it's not about losses. Like, wins will come, losses will come. Rarely is anybody undefeated or has a run like Mark Kerr, where you're just undefeated and you're just fucking wrecking dudes, like Tyson.
Habib.
Right? Yes, by the way. He's the only one.
Yep.
But you realize it's not the wins and losses, it's the pressure. It's the pressure to win and the pressure not to lose. And that's a heavy thing, I think, for these fighters to go through. And, from training camps to the actual fight itself. When I was talking to Mark, and I talked to these fighters, Mark Kerr, Mark Coleman, Daniel Cormier, that when you lose, the only thing you're left with when you lose, the only thing is yourself. That's it. Those were all perspectives I didn't think about until I shot the movie. Now I know. So that's my long answer to say how much I respect Mark Kerr and it's all these fighters, all the women and men who, it's so hard to be an elite MMA fighter. I considered it for 10 seconds. Thank God I didn't do it, because my jaw would be in another zip code.
You told us about that punch that you took. So
Come on, man. I took a good punch. Yeah, I could take a good punch. I don't want to take it again. Not from Tom Aspinall or anybody.